What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm just gonna talk about the things that's going on in my mind, or just what I'm observing with life, with my life experiences, and how I observe like other people's and how they operate, and the things I've experienced dealing with people and like family members, and just a lot of people growing up, and the things I've witnessed and seen. But and the things I'm studying too, or I'm just observing through life and through different YouTube videos to be watching. But let's get to it, right? So I'm gonna talk about um, demonic entities. I'm gonna talk about lower vibrational entities. I'm gonna talk about how they could like. It's possible that like a lot of people are possessed by like negative entities that or lower vibrational entities that will convince people to harm a certain person or specific group of people. I'm also gonna talk about world corruption as well, and I'm gonna talk about YouTube's corruption as well. How YouTube is constantly deleting channels that actually are actually very good. There's one brother. Shout out to Chauncey one. I'm so bummed out. Like his YouTube channel gone deleted, and like he was going deep into like spirituality. He's talking about like time speeding up. He's talking about fasting. He's talking about just healing, yoga, breath work. Um, so it does suck that his channel gone deleted. I'm so impressed by it. But if you're watching this, man, shout out to you, man, and I hope you're doing great. And just hang in there. I know this Mercury retrogrades on some bullshit and the full moon, but just hang in there. I feel like um, if life purposely takes things from you, then life's gonna find a way to balance that shit out. But let's get to it. So I'm gonna talk about So I be observing, man, because like I'm watching a lot of videos about like narcissism and I came to the conclusion, and other people mentioned this as well that caught my interest. So when he deals with narcissism, there's also a spiritual side to it, and people talk about this. This is where you get your Jezebel spirit and like lower vibrational entities. This is my own personal beliefs. You don't have to believe I believe in, but I really believe that there are, and I of course I got these from other people I've learned from, but I believe this as well. I really believe that like there are like lower vibrational entities or demonic beings or just demons in general where like they inhabit in people's bodies who are very traumatized or who are like um vibrating extremely low or like they've experienced a lot of pain, right? And it's crazy because I was watching this one channel, right? I forgot her name, but I just found her just recently. But she in her videos she talks about narcissism. She also talks about the spiritual sides of it, and she made an interesting point where like with narcissists and people who inflict a lot of pain, she talks about how like they tend to give you a evil stare, right? Like she knows what he's talking about. She'll give because I've experienced this. So with other people, it's like she mentioned that like with narcissism, when you're dealing with narcissists, like or just people who are very like toxic, they tend to give you that evil stare. And she mentioned that like when you experience narcissistic people, they give you that intense stare where like it just seems so evil or like you can't explain it. It just seems like there's a lot of hate with those eye contacts or like with that evil stare, right? And she talked about how like that's not normal and that like it's very evil and that like that's could be like a demon or like demonic entities or lower vibrational entities because and they caught my attention because like I've experienced this dealing with people like I've even from from my coworkers, from like family members, and just people I've met in general. Not everyone, but like from time to time, where like I've experienced people just mad dogging me. Like it's crazy. Maybe it's not demons or lower vibrational entities. Who knows? But for me, I personally believe that it makes sense to me. Could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm right, but it makes sense based on the things I've experienced and based on the attacks I've experienced from people while I was simply minding my own business. Like this is like my whole life growing up. I've always experienced like spiritual attacks where like it's easy to it's hard to explain it because it's so like it's spiritual. That's why. And I've dealt with these people. I've interacted with these people, and it's so hard. It's like they're operating from a fucking spell, pretty much. A lot of people talk about this who experience generational curses and narcissism. So it's kind of like I find this topic to be very interesting. only because I've experienced this shit. So like I can relate to what these people are experiencing, and knowing that like there's a spiritual side to it, it's very interesting, very interesting. And again, I'm not saying I'm right, I'm wrong. I'm just saying I'm just speaking from my own observations and how my belief systems are. So you don't have to believe what I believe. I'm just talking, you know. But yeah, but when she talked about how like these narcissists people or types of people, they give you that evil stare, and like you can see all that evilness, right? Or it's just very, like I can't explain it. Like I forgot what she said, but and I'll send the link to her comments to comment down below, and I sent the link to her channel on my community thing. So check out my community tab, and you're gonna see how I posted on her channel. But she talks about like narcissistic. They'll give you that evil stare, right? These narcissistic people give you that evil stare, that glance, like it's like the mad dog in you. And I've experienced that from like coworkers, not everyone, but like for some coworkers, and people I have problems with, people that I had a lot of conflict with, like family members and certain types of coworkers, even exes at times. Like they'll give me that same stare, and I've experienced this countless times. And like when there are times where I catch people in their evil stares, and it's crazy because they'll like mad dog me or give me that evil glaze, and like in my mind it looks so evil. Like there's a lot of hate, a lot of like envy, or just a lot of like hatred. Like it looked like this, but like it's hard to do that because at least when I do that, it's like you can see like you see goodness in my eyes, but like with these narcissistic people, you see nothing but hate. And it is like a demonic stare. It does seem like it. Like you ever seen pictures like demons just staring at or just glazing? It's like that, but within a human form. So I don't know, man. Like I'm not necessarily tripping out or anything like that, but like I've experienced. Cause I know what she's talking about when she mentioned that like when you deal with toxic people, they're gonna give that evil glance, and I've experienced that a lot, and I've seen this shit in my own eyes, and it's evil. I'm not necessarily freaked out by it or not. Like it's whatever. But like the more I think about it, I have experienced this countless times, and it's very interesting, very interesting. So it makes me realize in my channel I always talk about the things I've experienced, like family members, abuse, just narcissistic people, and like I said, there is a spiritual side to it. This is where you get your like Jezebel. So some people think it's a Jezebel spirit or like these demonic entities possessing in these bodies to inflict pain towards people who are trying to head to the right path or who are very spiritual or have an important mission. But not only that, but just innocent people in general. And have you noticed? I'm not sure it's because of social media age, but like it just seems like it seems like a lot of people are becoming very like mentally sane, like insane, pretty much. A lot of people becoming evil. We just sense I sense a lot of dark energy from outside. I don't know, man. It could be the energies we're going into. Like a lot of people's demons and traumas are coming to the surface, but it's a lot to explain, man. But like I use my family for example. Like, but my family, like the attacks though don't and the abuse they've done to me, it will get more and more intense as the years went by. So and that's the same time where like a lot of people like narcissism is becoming very popular. A lot of people are making videos about it and shit like that. And like you see like people talking about how like it seems like a lot of people are going insane. Now there's a lot of factors, obviously because of social media, because of the energies, time speeding up, the economy, just shit like that. I mean, it's always like that, but more so, I think it's because of social media, but like it's like more people are like kind of exposing themselves, so you gotta be careful. You know what I'm saying? So be careful with people. I'm not saying be paranoid, but you gotta be careful who you're dealing with people. And I've experienced this a lot. I've experienced very because this is why like when I've experienced people who are very manipulative, they tend to steal my money, and this is why when I talk about people I get taken advantage of when they steal my money or when they just do something that'll harm me and like or like family members who gang up on me and I can't defend myself and then no one will believe my side of the story because it's spiritual. This is where you get your Jezebel spirits and demonic entities. Like someone mentioned, shout out to new my friend, when she on her video she talked about the Jezebel spirit, and she talks about how like the Jezebel spirit is just as advanced and spiritually smart as the average spiritual human being. So when you're dealing with the Jezebel spirit or like just demonic entities in general, they have spiritual intelligence. Cause it makes sense because they're from a spiritual realm, so they know how to manipulate and maneuver and shit like that. So it makes sense when being attacked by like a group of people or a specific person, it's hard to expose them, it's hard to hold them accountable because you're dealing with the spiritual being, pretty much a spiritual entity. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but it's kind of interesting. This is why I made this video where like when she talked about like the evil stare, you know what I'm saying? And I've experienced that a lot from people, from family members. The evil stare, this shit's crazy. Like I've experienced that shit. So it does make me realize like the people I've dealt with, were they like demonically possessed or like, you know what I'm saying? And I had spiritual experiences dealing with like I guess people like to say ghosts and shit like that. I don't I don't like sharing too much personal information because I don't know who's gonna watch my channel, but I don't know, man. But yeah, but this is how it is. But so when it comes to world corruption, it's just crazy how like you could work so hard, you can set goals and you can have dreams and shit, right? And 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 like someone could steal your money, someone could scam you off of money, or you could lose your debit card, your credit card, or like you could lose your money and then bam, and now it's like you gotta start all over from scratch. You know what I'm saying? Or if you make their certain wrong spending habits and bam, like your money's gone. So it's so easy to lose money. Like the same way it's easy to like work hard to put a lot of effort into your dreams and goals. Unfortunately, money is is the way for you to navigate through this evil world, right? So it's like it is good to have dreams, it's good to have goals, but I'm just saying like it just sucks how like one minor mistake, like let's say if you were to lose your card or like someone were to steal your money and scam you, like you might have to like all that 5 steps forward, you gotta take like 20 steps back because of financial setbacks and shit like that. So it's crazy how much money can really hold you back in life. It's really crazy how much money can really like, you know, like keep you stuck in situations. People are stuck in situations where they don't want to be in because of money. People are forced to work in places they don't want to be in because of money. People are stuck in toxic households because of money. So like I said, world corruption is responsible for mental health illnesses. It's this realm. So, and I got to revert back to history because like throughout history, there's been a lot of wars and battles and enslavement going on. Obviously, we're still being enslaved, but like it's been enslavement and all this other shit's been going on for thousands of years. You know what I'm saying? So like this realm, this human experience is naturally just low vibrational, very evil. And I don't know what took place in human history, but it's very interesting how like a lot of evil shit happens. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean interesting like in a good way, like interesting like where like I feel like I want to learn more about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to get more to detail, but I feel like there's a spiritual side to everything, and this is my opinion. So you don't have to agree what I believe in, but it's just interesting how like in this world it's so easy to get spiritually attacked. And why are you getting spiritually attacked? Because a lot of people are experiencing spiritual attacks. But not only that, but then like yeah, a lot of people who do a lot of dirt behind the scenes, they get away with it, like the elites, the corrupt government, or like, you know what I'm saying? So like not only like people experience spiritual warfare, but there's also like financial warfare as well, where like people can't even do the things they do because of money. You know what I'm saying? We're being overworked and underpaid, and everything's controlled pretty much by corrupt people. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but next topic, I'm gonna talk about YouTube corruption. So, like I mentioned earlier, there's a guy named Chauncey One. Like he was one of, like I've learned so much from him. Like very interesting. Like he would talk about a lot of spiritual topics, and he made great lives explaining to detail and videos. But it just sucks how like YouTube is always constantly deleting his videos and his channel. It makes no sense. And whenever people make lives, it'll always be glitched out, or like when people were trying to join his lives, it always glitched out, when especially when he talks about spiritual topics. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's going on. I feel like Chauncey One has very powerful spiritual information that like maybe YouTube just can't handle or something like that. Or because I feel like when you come into this world and you have so much spiritual like you just have a lot of energy, I feel like this world is gonna find a way to try to tame that shit down, especially on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? It's someone's spreading their information, YouTube's gonna find a way to tame that shit down. But it just sucks how like Chauncey One, like I never thought his shit would get deleted like that. But I mean, and before that, like he kept having warnings of his channel. It's bullshit. But like he was talking about like time is speeding up. He was talking about fasting. He was talking about healing the body. He was talking about breath work. A lot of stuff. He was breaking down like this realm and shit. So it sucks, but it is what it is, man. Just I don't know, man. But it's just crazy how much control there is in this human experience. So people experience spiritual warfare. It's so easy for lower vibrational entities to inhabit into people's bodies to cause suffering. And now we're dealing with like world corruption. And no, I'm not saying there are good parts to this world, but I'm just pointing out the shit that takes place as evil. You know what I'm saying? But and then you got time speeding up, days going by extremely fast. So like it's hard to keep up. Like I feel like at times I'm living in a video game where like I feel like I'm time traveling because time is speeding up so fast. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is though. But that's all I gotta say. And please comment. Let me know your thoughts. Like, if you ever have you ever dealt with a toxic person or toxic people or like someone that's very narcissistic, and have they ever give you like an evil glaze or evil stare? Please comment down below because I've experienced that and I know people experience that. So it'll be interesting. Let me know if you experienced that, and please comment like your experiences and details. But and let me know about your perspectives and thoughts as well. Don't hesitate to comment. You know, this channel is very opinionated, so like don't hesitate to comment about your opinions. You know, there's no right or wrong when it comes to my channel. I'm just speaking my mind. But have a good one. Like, comment, subscribe, and take care and stay safe, and keep doing the healing work and keep following your heart, and have a good one. Peace.